Guys, I was so inspired to create this video, so I created this video. There's gonna be a lot of wind, a lot of noise, but just stick with it because the message is something, if you internalize, it will literally change your life. Let's watch the video. This is what every single immigrant is making a mistake, a huge mistake in my opinion, which is we lack perspective, okay? We really lack perspective. So right now, you know, those of you who have no idea, I'm from Bangladesh. In Bangladesh, there's a huge crisis. Literally, people are like, the government has been overthrown, thankfully, thank God, finally, because the woman can't lead. That's really the facts. The woman can't lead, and that was the issue right now. So when I really think about it, it's like all those years that I have spent in the Western world, in the US, I grew up, I was raised in the US, and I must feel grateful. And that's why a lot of immigrants, if you're an immigrant, if you are not having perspective, what you are doing is you're doing a huge disservice to your people back home, to everybody that literally sacrificed. Do you have any idea that there's literally families that they pool together money and they choose, okay, your family, since you have the best chance, we're going to put money towards you, and hopefully in the future there is a future for all of us, because maybe you go to another first world country, become successful, and once you become successful, maybe you'll help them out. That's really what it is. And what happens is a lot of immigrants, what I see, they come here and they lose perspective. And instead of like grinding and really being purposeful, what happens is we fall into pleasure, and it's very hard to understand. One is a huge temptation, persuasion, like master. And what he does is he literally makes us lose perspective. So we fall into pleasure. When we fall into pleasure, we forget about purpose. When we forget about purpose, now we don't realize that, hey, we could have been back home. We could have literally been back home in the village where there's literally like no opportunity, right? Like I came from a place, we had cows, chickens, we had a huge prairie. Right now I'm near the beach, right? Over there, like we have like, you know how big this beach looks? Imagine this, but a prairie. So it's like huge land. Nothing is like open, and there's cows grazing. So that's where I come from. Now over here, we have the beach here on this side, and then on this side, we have houses. We don't have that in the country. So what happens with most people? What do? They come here and then they get mesmerized and they feel they're better. They feel like they don't owe anybody anything. But how about your parents who literally sacrifice their lives to make sure you have a future? How about your parents who literally sacrifice their pleasures so make sure you go ahead and you have a future, a life, and you can make something of yourself? But too many times I see guys, they like start disrespecting parents. They start just forgetting about their brothers. They stop being role models. They don't go back to their family and they don't try to make their family better. Why is that? It makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. Instead of being purposeful, why do we keep falling back into pleasure? It literally takes us against our ancestors. Who literally, like, if you really think about it, this is what I was saying. I was in a group chat and I was like, hey man, I was very involved in this politics that's happening right now in Bangladesh, because literally the government is overthrown. A lot of students were killed for literally no reason. It was stupid, right? And so like, why is this happening? And one of my friends in the group chat, I'm surprised you're so interested in this. I was like, yo bro, I was born in Bangladesh. I was born there. And I've been blessed. Alhamdulillah, I've been blessed. But literally, just like that, I could have been one of those guys in the village. I could have been stuck. I could have been dead right now. Right? Allah chose me. God chose me to be here. I have to be grateful. And I have to have perspective that it could have been somebody else in my position and I could have been in that position. So why not be grateful? And why not take advantage of it instead of and understand that it's an opportunity and not a privilege. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to do something for yourself. So guys, you need to have that chip on your shoulder. You need to do better. That's why a lot of immigrants, that's one of the things immigrants have, people have, is that we have a chip on our shoulder. So we're able to make these sacrifices, because sometimes we'll think about the perspective. Sometimes we'll think about, damn, you know, my family's counting on me. Damn, the people back home are counting on me. And we're put in a position where we need to succeed. But some of us, because our parents did a lot of heavy lifting, we lose perspective and now it's just me. I'm going to be selfish. And I'm going to do it just for me, and I want to have this lifestyle, and I want to have this house, and I want to have this car, and I want to have this watch. How about your family back home struggling? How about your parents who just literally sacrificed their whole life, and they still need your attention, they still need your love, but nah, I want them to, I want my own space. It's being selfish, man. That's really what it is, bro. So like, as an immigrant, you can never lose sight. You can never. And because you're an immigrant, and because you came here, you have to understand everybody sacrificed for you, and now you need to sacrifice for everybody. The rest of your life needs to be a sacrifice as a sign of appreciation for everybody and to the Most High, of course. That's the biggest thing, to the Most High, because He's the one who's in control of everything. So, like, if we come across and I find out you're an immigrant and you're slacking, it's going to be a huge problem. So stop the drinking, right? Stop the family. Stop the whole time wasting, playing games on your late night. Stop all that crap, right? Stop talking, sitting down idle conversations and just BS. How about we start developing ourselves? How about we go ahead and strive to be that great person so that we can be an example and everybody can look at, hey man, I remember when he was young, he went overseas, and guess what? He did not disappoint. Our struggles, our efforts, when we raised him when he was younger, when we put together money, we bet on him with our energy and with our efforts, and we did it as much as we could. We bet on him, and guess what? He did not disappoint. He makes us proud. You know what? That's our guy. That's our guy. And instead of doing that, what happens when we do? Imagine how much of a disgrace you become if you have that opportunity and you become average. Just think about that. You have the opportunity to do something great and you become average. What a disgrace. And I don't know about you, I can't live with that in my conscience. The fact that I could easily have been back home, I could have been dead. I could have been dead. I could have been one of the students fighting for the quota thing and then being killed for literally no real reason, right? Because a woman who let her ego get in on top of her head and she thinks she's untouchable and started killing people just because she wants it her way, because she thinks she's so special and she thinks she can be a leader. Women cannot be leaders. You're not made to be leaders. Okay? I could have been in that position. Alhamdulillah, Allah put me in this position. And so I'm grateful for this, because it allows everybody to get back in perspective, have some perspective. We gotta do something with it. So eliminate all the BS, man. I'm telling you, man, eliminate all the BS. Make your parents proud. Make your family back home proud. Make your aunts and everybody proud. Make everybody proud. But most importantly, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you will be the most proud of yourself. And then you'll realize it's not even about that anymore. It's not about making my parents proud. It's not about making my family proud. It's not about making my ancestors proud. It's not even about making myself proud. It's about pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator, the one and only. That's literally it. Because when you align with that, you're like, my only source of validation is my creator. If my creator is pleased with me, I am on the right path. I'm doing right. And I know everything will be taken care of. Imagine you had a king. Imagine you were a general or whatever, like under the king. The king is all powerful. For example, king is the powerful in the lands, and everybody just like follows the king. And you're like his right hand man. How would you act? You would literally be fearless, wouldn't you? You'll do everything. But you'll do everything and you'll know the only person whose approval you need is the king. In this life and in everything, in all of existence, and who is the king? The Lord. Al-Malik. Right? That's what we say. Al-Yawmuddin. The king of the day of judgment. Right? And who's Lord of the universe, everything. That's the Lord, man. When you realize, hey, our purpose is really to praise our Creator, because He's the King. He's taking care of everything. The reason why you're watching this video is because He allows you to live right now, breathing still. Like, where does death come from? It just comes out of nowhere. Why is there no science behind death? Why is it that certain people die at old age, other people die at a young age, certain people die of sickness, certain people die even though they're the healthiest person? Why is that? There's no science. It's because of the commandments and the decree of the one and only, the Creator, the one who's in charge of everything that you have, every breath that you take is the Lord. And so you gotta get through these barriers, right? Forget the whole pleasure chasing. I know it's fun, cool, whatever. But we need to graduate from that. How long will we be stuck in that? Right? There needs to be a bigger purpose. And then forget the whole thing, hey man, I'm doing this for my family and I'm doing this for my answer. And that's cool. That's something we should, it's a responsibility. The biggest pleasure you'll find is understanding validation. The only validation we need, the one and only, the Lord Himself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Much love us, you guys.